You might have heard of the eye roller, a device that removes fingerprint smudges and smears from your display in a matter of seconds. Well, this is the mini version. So you just pick it up, slide open the lid, and find a phone which has fingerprints and marks all over it, and just give it one wipe with this. When I've showed it to people, this gained some surprising reactions. It also disinfects your device. A charging cable. Never the most interesting topic, but we all know that one thing that can make any product more exciting is of course RGB lighting. Whilst this doesn't have a full suite of colour, it does simulate the surge of electricity when you turn it on. You can see the light flowing down the cable in the direction of charge being passed. And of course this cable also supports the latest in charging speed and data transfer. Next up is the Marshall Major 3. This is their latest pair of on-ear headphones with a collapsible design and a few new tricks up its sleeve. Couple of things to note. The cushions are incredibly plush, they're one of the highlights here, and because they sit directly on your ears, it means they block a large majority of surrounding noise. You've got a surprising little control knob over here, which doesn't just press inwards, but also in all four directions, like a joystick, so you can use that to control the volume as well as the track that's playing. And this is my favourite feature. Say you're watching a video on your phone using these headphones, or listening to some music and someone else wants to join, they just need to plug their 3.5mm jack into your headphones, and the audio will be shared. The Major 3s also support Bluetooth aptX, which not only plays music at a higher bitrate, but also minimises audio-video syncing issues. And you can top that all off with 30 hours of wireless playtime. Okay, you might know I'm not a huge fan of smartphone lenses. They can be great, but also they can be a little bit bulky and a bit of a hassle. Well, this one over here is kind of the smartphone lens done right, and it's a macro lens. It's basically a small little microscope surrounded by elastic, so it strings around your phone and holds itself in place. Which is all fair enough, but the amount it allows your phone to get closer to an object is staggering. Okay, I really like this one. This is the TV by Devoom, and whilst it may look like a TV, it's actually a speaker, at least primarily. You've got a woofer on the back, a tweeter on the top, and it sounds pretty good given its diminutive size. But of course, the main differentiator here is the display. And as with everything nowadays, from your refrigerator to your vacuum cleaner, there's an app for that. And it does give you a good amount of control over what you want to show. It could be an alarm clock, it could be a random pulsing aura, even just a flat colour, whatever you really want. And the display marries up quite nicely with the dials on front. For example, you can use the display as a visual indicator for the current level of volume. And overall, this TV is quite a nicely presented package. This is a simple product. It's what I would say is one of the best current solutions for charging all your modern devices at once. So you plug it into the mains and you've got 4 USB Type-A ports and 1 USB Type-C port. And it's got the potential to fast charge through all of them. So that's MacBook Pros, Nintendo Switch, your smartphone, or even an Android tablet. A cell phone charging dock. No mechanical marvel over here, but there's a couple of simple inclusions which make this pretty useful. So it holds your phone up, but also at the same time channels the phone's speakers to amplified volume. There's also room to charge your phone while it's in there, and a little slot for a pen or pencil. Here's a gadget you probably never considered. It's a handmade earphone wrap. And the solution it's trying to solve is that dreaded taking your earphones out your pocket and seeing they're a jumbled mess. So it takes about 45 seconds to wrap them up in something like this, and then you can attach it to a keychain so you kind of never lose them, and also they're never getting tangled. This is a bit of a different one. It almost looks like a set of car keys for your smartphone, but in fact it allows you to control simple functions. Play, pause, raise and lower volume, skip tracks, as well as the shutter button of your camera. Okay, personally I'm not a huge user of wireless chargers. I just prefer the speed of wired charging, but if I was going to use a wireless charger, it'd probably be this one. Its USB Type-C input means you can deliver a high wattage to the charger, so it can not only fast wireless charge one device, but at the same time use the USB port on the back to charge another device. It's also one of the better looking wireless chargers with this heathered fabric, and it also has an air vent cooling system. Not a cheap one, but you do sort of get what you pay for. Alright, this is a pretty self-explanatory one. It's a large, high capacity, but also inexpensive air blower. And for those of you who don't know, that basically means you can give it a squeeze and it directs a very concentrated burst of air out the other end. And so you'll probably find this is less useful for your smartphone itself and more for the accessories you use with it, just to clean them. And on top of that, of course, you can use it for the rest of your room. Alright, this is a headphone splitter, so its functionality is probably pretty familiar to you. You plug it into your phone, and then you can connect not one, but two pairs of headphones. But this one also has an emphasis on design, so you've got a matte finish, sturdy construction, and a little keyhole to attach it to a key ring. So, as I said, I'm not a fan of smartphone lenses, but this is one that I did find myself using recently. So there's three parts to it. It's got a wide angle and a macro lens all in one, but also an LED on top. And I'd say the wide angle in particular solves a common pain point with smartphones. They often don't shoot as much of the scene around you as you'd like. So last week I was trying to get a photo of my room, and this was the furthest away I could get without using the lens. Switching over to the wide angle, I found I could get the entire room in the scene, and this was the photo I needed. Alright guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, I've got plenty more smartphone gadgets on the channel, so I'll leave a link to those videos in a card above. With that being said, my name is Aaron, this is Mr. Who's the Boss, and I'll catch you guys next time.